birthing centers with everything you need for baby, plus birth planners, expert physicians, midwives, and more for you.
I'm a Parkview mom.
You can be too. Learn more at parkviewmom.com.
Friday Night Lights. Fort Wayne football from the comfort of your own home, or when you're on the go. The same night the pigskin touches the end zone, or is stopped dead in its tracks. 10 teams, 5 games, one website, SummitCitySports.com. Live stream high school games, score updates, and news hub for all Fort Wayne area athletics. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and SummitCitySports.com.
How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com. Welcome in everybody to the Ash Center here in Fort Wayne, Indiana for today's 9-inning affair between the Huntington University Foresters, who enter with a 7-12 overall record, 5-0 in Crossroads League play, taking on your University of St. Francis Cougars. Cougars enter with a 8-18 overall record, 5-4 in Crossroads League play. Currently in 4th place in the CL. Joining me right now is assistant coach Dustin Butcher. And Dustin, what a game we got here going up against the first place team in the Crossroads League, the Huntington Foresters. They made the national tournament last year, and this year starting off with a 5-0 conference record.
Yeah, they had a tough early pre-conference schedule that really challenged them. And then, coming in conference play, they got some arms. They got a lot of guys over there that we try to recruit as well. So you know the quality of talent that you're playing, every time that they step on the field against you.
Well, today they're going to throw Mason Shinneberry. He comes in with a 7.48 ERA, 1-2 record. He's got a big arm from what you've seen. He's going to face Dane Hoffman. Talk about that matchup.
Well, it's definitely intriguing. It's definitely both teams' number ones, but a little different in terms of, one guy out there's going to throw mid to upper 80s, and the other guy's going to throw, low 80s. But they both have tremendous off speed that keeps the hitters off balance. They both do a really good job of getting ahead and, really attacking well and just challenging the hitters to hit their pitch, and not necessarily, the hitter waiting for their pitch.
Well, last time out here that we broadcasted from the Ash Center was a 12-5 victory for the University of St. Francis over Goshen College. And, boy, we saw some power in the lineup there. It's a young lineup, but I feel like the middle of the order is as strong as we've been in years.
They are. They're as strong and as big as we've had in years. And, we put up 12 runs, we should win. It'll be tough. I mean, it definitely will be tough. But, if our hitters stay disciplined and get their pitch, they have the ability to put some runs up.
And the play of David Snyder at shortstop, he was solid at short. And right now, St. Francis is nationally ranked in fielding percentage. Cougars coming into today's game ranked number 26 with a .963 fielding percentage. Kind of speaks to the play of Snyder there at shortstop.
I agree. You know, he's kind of the quarterback per se, you know, in our infield. Does a tremendous job. You know, has excellent lateral range to his left, to his right. And then when he gets the ball actually in his glove, you know, can whip it across the diamond, you know, mid upper 80s, and it allows for our guys to really feed off that energy. And especially when you got infielders that can make plays, you got outfielders that can make plays. Your pitcher really has the chance to just be comfortable on the mound and make play, you know, and put the ball in the strike zone and let them make their plays.
Absolutely. Now, the Cougars coming off a series with Indiana Wesleyan on the road, winning 1 out of the 3 games. The second game they did win 7-5 over the Wildcats. And you said Tyler Prince, boy, he was big in that game. 4 hits and 5 at-bats, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, and he had a shot. Talk about that home run.
Well, I'll tell you what, you know, the one thing that Prince does really well is he goes opposite field. And when he's driving the ball opposite field, you know he's on. And the ball he hit against Indiana Wesleyan, it may still be traveling. It was as far as the ball I've seen one of our guys hit in a while. And the good thing is he's a freshman, so, you know, I'm going to enjoy watching him do that for 4 years.
We will enjoy as well. Butch, thanks so much for joining us as we're getting ready to start off today's game here against Huntington. Thanks again, Butch.
Thank you.
So that's assistant coach Dustin Butcher. Also played here at the University of St. Francis, doing a great job under head coach Greg Roberts, and the other assistant coach is Miguel Tucker, and they are working their tails off here at St. Francis, bringing in some really good young talent. And for Huntington, they're going to lead it off today with Donovan Clark. Many people in Fort Wayne will remember that name. Donovan Clark was a standout football player at Southside High School, went to Indiana University on a full ride scholarship where he was a defensive back for the Hoosiers and actually played in his freshman year, but injuries kind of cut his football career short. He then went to IPFW to play baseball. That didn't work out. He's now at Huntington, where he's a sophomore. Donovan will enter today with a .309 batting average. He has 21 hits and 17 runs scored and 68 ABs. 0 home runs on the season. He does have 7 RBI, 6 walks and 13 strikeouts. He has 8 stolen bases entering today. On the bump for St. Francis, it's the number 1, Dane Hoffman. Dane has great movement on his pitches. Dane enters with a 4.80 ERA, a 2-4 record. In 45 innings pitched, he's given up 46 hits, 24 runs, 24 of those earned, 16 walks, 31 strikeouts. Opposing batters are hitting .261 against Dane Hoffman as that first pitch is in there for a strike. Once again, that's Donovan Clark, the sophomore outfielder. Clark will play center field for the Foresters with the 0-1 count. That pitch will miss high and outside, so we're evened up at 1 apiece. St. Francis losing game number 1 at Indiana Wesleyan 1-3, winning game number 2 7-5. Check swing there. That's going to be a miss inside. 2-1 your count. The third game went to Indiana Wesleyan as well, 11-5. Good start to the conference season for St. Francis. That's fouled off. Counts evened up at 2 apiece. The Cougars are currently in 4th place in the Crossroads League. Huntington University in 1st place with a 5-0 conference record. Wesleyan and Spring Arbor sitting at 8-2 and 8-4 respectively. As a 2-2, that ball fouled off. Will remain at 2-2. We do have live stats for today's game. Go to the St. Francis Game Changer account. So 2-2 after the foul ball. Off-speed pitch is popped straight up. Underneath it's Brady Harris, third baseman, for out number 1. So 1 up, 1 down here for Dane Hoffman and the Cougs. That's going to bring to the plate Adam Roser, the shortstop for Huntington. He wears number 15. Roser entering today with a .246 batting average. 14 runs, 17 hits, and 69 at-bats. He's got 6 walks and 9 strikeouts, 2 stolen bases on the season as Huntington likes to try to steal bases. So a 1-1 count here to Roser. Hoffman with the sidearm delivery misses high and outside for ball 2. Roser's a sophomore, 5'10", 220-pounder from Northfield High School, went out of Rowan, Indiana. Now down in the count. Two balls, one strike. Hoffman. Counts evened up at 2 apiece. Dane Hoffman for your Cougars. Where's number 7, 5'11", 180-pound junior out of Bluffton, Indiana. Bluffton High School. Ball in the dirt, so now it's a full count to Adam Roser. Swing and a miss. First strikeout of the game here for Dane Hoffman will bring up Dan Lichty. Hoffman once again with great movement on his pitches. A great start to this game here for the junior. Lichty, the third baseman for Huntington, lefty. He'll take first base after the hit by a pitch. For Hoffman, that is the 12th hitter that he's hit on the season. By far the most for St. Francis. The next closest pitcher has 3, Chandler Rivera, along with Matt Fiorini and Connor Adams. So with the runner at first base, your batter is Tyler Zimski, number 34. First pitch, called strike here to Zimski. Zimski enters today with a 111 batting average, 6 hits and 54 ABs, 7 runs scored, 1 home run on the season. This ball driven into right field, Gaff. It's going to bounce right in front of him. So Zimski here with a 2-out single. That'll advance Lichty all the way to third base. So we got runners at the corners now with 2 outs for the number 5 batter, Jamar Weaver. Where's number 20? He's your second baseman. Weaver is a freshman at 5'11", 180 from Westview High School out of Shipshewana, Indiana. Catching for your Cougs is Matt Vollmer, number 15. He and Hoffman providing the battery here for St. Francis. First pitch to Weaver as Hoffman's going to step off the rubber. Collect himself here with 2 outs. Weaver, a 207 batting average, has 12 hits and 9 runs scored and 58 ABs, 9 walks, 12 strikeouts, 8 stolen bases, which ties him for a team high with Donovan Clark. Down in this count, 0-1. Mike Frame is the head coach at Huntington University. He's in his 34th season with the Foresters. Assistant coaches are Thad Frame and Mark Flukeiger. Brian Abbott, also an assistant coach. Another one fouled off. So Weaver's down in this count 0-2. In 5th place in the Crossroads League is Mount Vernon Nazarene University. They have a 6-5 conference record. They're 17-12 overall. And I do believe their top 2 players are hurt currently. Back to first base is Zimski easily. Huntington University, they saw Mount Vernon in Mount Vernon, Ohio. They won 8-4 and won 7-4. Also won 8-4 in 10 innings. So stealing second base will be Zimski. We've got runners at second and third. 1 and 2 is your count. A hit into the gap could score 2 here for Jamar Weaver. 1-2. Checks that one, just misses for ball number 2. Hoffman, who pitched this past Friday for St. Francis, got a workout in on Saturday, said he was ready to go for this big game here against the top team in the Crossroads League. Pitch is fouled, out of play as the first baseman, Tyler Prince, chases after it. Tyler wears number 23. He's a 6'3", 200-pounder freshman from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Bishop Lewis High School. You heard assistant coach Dustin Butcher talk about Tyler Prince. He can smash the ball. Had a home run that went to the right center field fence. It was a line drive homer. He nailed it. Weaver battling at the plate. 2-2, still the count. After today's game, St. Francis will travel to IPFW Division I squad here in Fort Wayne, Indiana for a 3 p.m. first pitch. Thursday, they'll travel to Spring Arbor to take on the Michigan Cougars. 2-hop chop. Bova backhands it. Hesitated on the throw there as both runs are going to come home to score. So Huntington goes up 2-0 here in the top of the first inning. Not sure if they're going to call that an E4 on the double pump, but it's 2 RBIs here for Jamar Weaver. Bova doing a great job getting to it, backhanded it. Had time here, just cocked the throw. 2 runs came home. Your batter is number 27, Adrian Perez, the right fielder. First pitch misses upstairs for ball 1. Perez entering today with the 4th best batting average for Huntington, batting .288, 17 hits, 9 runs scored, and 59 ABs, 2 home runs, 4 walks, 20 strikeouts already on the season. That ties him for a team high. Second pitch is popped in the air. Bova chasing after it, and it falls in fair territory. So Bova's going to run it into the infield, as that is a single for Perez. Advancing all the way to third base is Weaver. Runners at first and third with 2 outs. Your batter is Nick Davitt. Davitt, the DH in today's game, wears number 33. Davitt with a .389 batting average, second best for Huntington. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. 14 hits, 7 runs scored, and 36 ABs with 2 home runs. He's got 4 walks and 9 strikeouts, 4 stolen bases. Huntington as a team has 37 stolen bases. They rank number 36 in the country, averaging 1.9 stolen bases per game. They rank number 34 in the country, averaging 2.8 stolen base attempts per game. The 0-1 pitch to Davitt as Perez gets checked back to first base. Hoffman with a strong first inning here. Unlucky there on the 2-hop chop to Tony Bova. Bova very close to second base when he fielded it, backhanded it, but the double pump allowed Jamar Weaver to be safe. And Weaver's hit was ruled a single. Off and running is Perez. Ball popped up. Snyder chasing after it. Michael McGowan chasing after it as Harris lets it drop. Another run comes home to score on the RBI double for Nick Davitt. Weaver scores. Perez ends up at third base. Davitt at second. That'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Jake Hansen, the left fielder. Hansen a .262 batting average, 11 hits and 6 runs scored in 42 ABs. 1 home run, 8 walks, 9 strikeouts, 1 stolen base on the season for number 7. Hansen is from Huntington, Indiana. Played here in Fort Wayne. Huntington just on the outskirts. Just north of Fort Wayne. Played at Carroll High School. Swing and a miss the first pitch, 0-1 your count. Carroll High School, one of the top high school programs in the Fort Wayne area, along with Northrop and Homestead High School. Bishop Dwenger, also a strong program. They've won a few SAC championships here in the past 4 years. Called second strike, 0-2 is your count. Garrett Shanley was the top pitcher in the area last year, was actually the pitcher of the year in the state of Indiana. Went to Cincinnati on a full ride scholarship. Blew out his arm there in his freshman year. So his first season with the Bearcats will be next year, as he'll be a medical redshirt this season. 0-2 is your count. Perez at third base, David at second. Hansen at the dish, Hoffman from the stretch. Dane, the junior righty. Another one fouled off. We're here at the Ash Center, the home of your Cougars. This artificial infield was installed late summer, early fall this past year, 2017. Just getting it into working order now. St. Francis really the first team to play multiple games out here. Hoffman the 0-2. Gets the outside corner for out number 3. So Dane Hoffman with 2 strikeouts here in the first inning. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Huntington's up 3-0 over your Cougs.
Grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
Welcome to the University of St. Francis, located in the heart of Fort Wayne, Indiana, where the Cougar basketball programs have won 2 national championships and finished runner-up twice since 2010. And the Cougar football program is fresh off a 2016 national championship. USF is a 3-time gold-level Champions of Character institution, one of only 12 NAIA schools to earn that distinction. The University of St. Francis provides you the opportunity to get a great education while competing for championships. Welcome back, everybody, to the Ash Center. Cougars down 3-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. On the bump for Huntington is Mason Shinneberry, a 7.48 ERA, a 1-2 record. In 27.2 innings pitched, he's given up 42 hits, 25 runs, 23 of those earned. Just 7 walks on the season, which ranks him number 30th in NAIA, and 26 strikeouts. Opposing hitters are batting .339 against Shinneberry, who stands 6'3". First batter is going to be David Snyder, the junior shortstop. Snyder entering with a .250 batting average, 20 hits, 19 runs scored, and 80 at-bats, 1 home run, 19 walks, 14 strikeouts as that first pitch is fouled off by David Snyder. 6'1", 180-pounder. He's a junior from Scotts Valley, California. Went to Scotts Valley High School, did Snyder. Second pitch grooved in there for strike number 2. 0-2's your count. Snyder's been playing a gold glove shortstop here for your Cougars. Goes down swinging for out number 1. It's going to bring the plate number 25, Tanner Gaff. Gaff with the 3rd best batting average on the team at .284. 25 hits, 14 runs scored, 2 home runs on the season. 14 walks and 25 strikeouts for Tanner Gaff. Gaff, just a sophomore from Columbia City, Indiana, Whitco High School. St. Francis with a lot of youth here in this lineup and a lot of offensive power as Gaff down in the count 0-1. Shinneberry's a sophomore from Decatur, Indiana. Pitched at Belmont High School. They've had some good teams out there at Belmont. This is at 6'3", the righty. Beautiful second pitch in there for a called second strike. Shinneberry, 6'3", 180 pounds. Is the 0-2 to Gaff. Down in the dirt. Good eye there by Tanner. The 1-2 popped up. Shallow left field, chasing after it. That's number 7 for Huntington, Jake Hansen, with the putout. With 2 outs, your batter is number 3, Noah Frymuth. What a game Noah had in that 12-5 win over Goshen. He had 4 hits. First pitch to Frymuth, swing and a miss for strike number 1. In that 12-5 victory, Noah, 4 hits and 5 ABs with 4 runs scored and 4 RBIs. He had 2 assists and 2 putouts from his left field position. Called second strike to Frymuth. Huntington with 4 hits there in the top of the first inning and 3 runs. Either team with an error. After the foul ball, count remains at 1-2 to Noah Frymuth, the sophomore, who's DHing today. Ball down low, good eye there by Frymuth. We're evened up at 2 apiece. On deck, it's going to be the freshman, Tyler Prince. The big righty, starting first baseman. Frymuth goes down to get it. Fielded cleanly by the second baseman for out. Number 3, that's Jamar Weaver for Huntington. We'll head to the top of the second inning, 3-0. Forrester is on top.
Athlete or the parent of one, you want to check out Parkview Sports Medicine. We serve every level of athlete with our sports nutritionist, our expert physicians at O&E, and the area's only specialized athletic rehab. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com and click on the Services tab. AWP Sports finds the athlete's purpose beyond athletics, the industry leader in sports performance for over 10 years in Northeast Indiana. You can find out more by clicking on the Services tab at the top of this page.
Welcome to the University of St. Francis, located in the heart of Fort Wayne, Indiana, where the Cougar basketball programs have won 2 national championships and finished runner-up twice since 2010. And the Cougar football program is fresh off a 2016 national championship. USF is a 3-time gold-level Champions of Character institution, one of only 12 NAIA schools to earn that distinction. The University of St. Francis provides you the opportunity to get a great education while competing for championship. Welcome back to the Ash Center, the home of your Cougars. St. Francis down 3-0 to Huntington University here in the top of the second inning. Taylor University was picked to win the Crossroads League early on by the coaches. They are currently in 7th place in the CL with a 3-4 conference record. They're 23-9 overall. Looking at Taylor, they opened up conference play with a 3-1 win over Marion, but then lost 0-1 and 4-5 in back-to-back games to Marion. They went on to beat Bethel 6-0 and 14-5, but then lost back-to-back games to Indiana Wesleyan. So the Cougs took 1 against Wesleyan, lost 2. Your batter is number 22, Hunter Loosecamp. Loosecamp fouls off the first pitch for strike number 1. Forrester is with 4 hits there in the top of the first inning and 3 runs scored. 0-1's your count to loose camp. The catcher in today's game for Huntington, big swing and a miss, 0-2 your count. Hoffman with 2 strikeouts there in the top of the first inning. Shinneberry had 1 strikeout in the bottom of the first. Hoffman the 0-2 now to loose camp. That ball's drilled into center field. Sullivan underneath it. Ooh, Keaton with the basket catch as he lost that one in the sun there for a second. Nice recovery there by the senior Keaton Sullivan. Sullivan had a big home run, a 3-run home run that gave St. Francis the lead. I believe it was 7-4 in that 12-5 victory over Goshen. So with 1 out, your batter is Donovan Clark. Donovan popped out to Brady Harris in the top of the first. He gets hit by a pitch, so he'll take first base. That's the second batter hit by Hoffman. Hoffman throughout his career has hit a lot of batters. Coach says it's how much movement he has on his pitches. Sometimes a little bit hard to control. Roser, your batter, as Donovan Clark is off to second base. First stolen base of the game here for Clark.
Door behind.
2-0 is your count to Roser. Pitch catches the inside corner for strike 1. 2-1 your count now with Clark at second base. Donovan entering today with a team high 8 stolen bases. He's actually tied with Jamar Weaver, the second baseman, for a team high. Nobody holding Clark on at second. Snyder playing around with it as Hoffman delivers. Swing and a miss. 2-2 now your count. Roser struck out in his first at-bat back in the first. Adam on the season, 10 strikeouts and 6 walks. Hoffman with the 2-2. Off-speed pitch, dug out, and it's a hit into right field. Gaff picks it up on the bounce, stumbles on the recovery, and that's going to be an RBI double, scoring Donovan Clark. We'll call that a single. Your batter now is Dan Lichtke. Lichtke, who scored the first run here for Huntington back in the first inning. Forrester's now with 5 hits and 4 runs scored. Roser at second. That first pitch is going to miss upstairs to Lichtke. 1-0 is your count. Still waiting on the official stat there on that last hit. Single and a E9. 1-1 now your count. Gaff in right field just had a hard time handling that fly ball on the bounce. It's a good piece of hitting here for Huntington. Swing and a miss. Hoffman up in this count, 1-2. Roser at second base. Roser with 2 stolen bases on the season. Tyler Prince fields it cleanly. He's going to take it himself for out number 2. Good unassisted play there by Tyler Prince, but advancing to third base is Roser That's going to bring up Tyler Zimski. Zimski had a single and a stolen base, a run scored back in the first. Zimski entering today with a 111 batting average. Did not take him long to get going, though, batting out of the 4-hole. None of the Crossroads League teams are nationally ranked in the NAIA regular season number 2 coaches top 25 poll. First pitch is a strike to Zimski. Receiving votes is Taylor University. They are in the 27th spot. Hoffman, beautiful looking pitch. Missed low and inside for ball 1. 1-1 to count. Pitch fouled off, 1-2 now to Zimski. 2 outs, and Roser. Pitch misses upstairs, counts evened up at 2 apiece. Looks like our live stats currently not loading up here. Check swing. He gets him for out number 3. So Zimski goes down swinging for Hoffman. That's his 3rd strikeout of the game. Huntington leads it 4-0 heading into the bottom of the 2nd inning here from the Ash Center.
Athlete or the parent of one, you want to check out Parkview Sports Medicine. We serve every level of athlete with our sports nutritionist, our expert physicians at O&E, and the area's only specialized athletic rehab. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com and click on the Services tab.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Ash Center. We're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Huntington's up 4-0. Leading it off for St. Francis will be number 23, Tyler Prince. Tyler with a team best 346 batting average, 28 hits, 13 runs scored, and 81 at-bats. 2 home runs on the season, most recently against Indiana Wesleyan in game number 2. 12 walks and 16 strikeouts for Tyler Prince. So that first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. In that game number 2, St. Francis winning at 7-5 over Indiana Wesleyan. So that pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1 to count. Prince was 4 for 5 at the plate, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. He had 5 putouts and 1 assist, as that ball is going to be hit foul for strike number 2. Prince with his 2nd home run of the season in game number 2, the 7-5 victory over Indiana Wesleyan. Huge win for your Cougs. Checks that one down low. 2-2 your count. That ball, check swing, fouled off against the backstop. Battling is Prince, the freshman. On deck for your Cougars is number 21, Keaton Sullivan, the center fielder. Prince staying alive at the plate. Great contact hitter, obviously a big stick with 2 home runs on the season. His 10 RBI, 4th best for St. Francis. Leading the Cougars with 17 RBIs is Tanner Gaff and Keaton Sullivan. Noah Frymuth, who has the second best batting average on the team at 289, has 12 RBI. 2-2 is your count to Tyler Prince. Swing and a miss. For Mason Shinneberry, his second strikeout of the game. That'll bring to the plate Keaton Sullivan. Keaton with a 245 batting average, 24 hits, 11 runs scored, 98 at-bats. His 98 ABs is the most for your Cougars. 1 home run, 3 walks, 23 strikeouts. So the first pitch is a swing and a miss for Sullivan. Beautiful setting here at the Ash Center. Artificial infield and natural grass surface in the outfield. They're still working on the drainage in the outfield to get it perfected. They said when it rains, you will have standing puddles in the outfield for now. Also, they're working on getting the scoreboard up there in right center field. They had the ditch digger out earlier so they can run the power lines to the post. Beautiful looking scoreboard. And we are broadcasting from the home dugout on the left side of your screen. Off speed pitch misses low. We're evened up at 2 apiece.
Okay.
Huntington University making the national tournament last year. They had Carson Carr, who was a pitcher out of Southside High School, then went to Indiana University. I believe injuries there limited his playing time, and he ended up transferring to Huntington, had a nice year with the Foresters. But Huntington surprising a lot of the coaches in the Crossroads League here with a 5-0 record to start the season and some big victories against Mount Vernon Nazarene University. They're always a strong team. Huntington also beat Grace 8-3 and 11-3. Keaton battling, so we got a full count.
Come on, Kate.
Foul ball drifting out of play.
Goodbye, 2-1.
So this facility, we have a chain link backstop. So with the chain link fence, you really can't shoot through that with a camera. So we put a camera up to shoot through the chain link. Shinneberry catches him looking for out number 2, the third strikeout of the game for Mason Shinneberry. Shinneberry, once again, a sophomore from Belmont High School out of Decatur, Indiana. With 2 outs, your batter is going to be number 4, Michael McCowan. From Bishop Lewis High School, checks that first pitch for ball number 1. McCowan stands 6 feet, 175 pounds. He's a freshman from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Bishop Lewis High School. Second pitch is taken for strike number 1. 1-1's your count with 2 outs. Second pitch is a swing and a miss. McCowan with a 227 batting average, 5 hits and 5 runs scored entering today in 22 at-bats. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 2 stolen bases for Michael McCowan. He had a big hit there in that win against Indiana Wesleyan. This one's popped up into center field. Clark underneath it as Donovan has it for out number 3. We'll head to the top of the 3rd inning. Huntington's up 4-0 over your Cougs.
You're sweeter than strawberry pie, just like the morning your smile brings the sunshine.
The Parkview Family Birthing Centers, with everything you need for baby, plus birth planners, expert physicians, midwives, and more for you.
I'm a Parkview mom.
You can be too. Learn more at parkviewmom.com.
Friday Night Lights. Fort Wayne football from the comfort of your own home, or when you're on the go. The same night the pigskin touches the end zone, or is stopped dead in its tracks. 10 teams, 5 games, one website, summitcitysports.com. Live stream high school games, score updates, and news hub for all Fort Wayne area athletics. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and summitcitysports.com.
These rosters are wrong the way.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Ash Center. Leading it off is going to be the second baseman, Jamar Weaver. Dane Hoffman on the mound for St. Francis. And joining me in the booth is Ryan Dellinger. Anybody that follows Summit City Sports will notice his voice. He's does the Snyder High School football broadcast, a lot of basketball broadcasts, and now an assistant coach for the Southside Archer baseball team. And Southside has a center fielder playing for Huntington right now, and Donovan Clark.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see him out here. His last at bat, he got drilled in the elbow and then stole second. So obviously Donovan Clark still has those wheels. 9
stolen bases now on the season and a run scored there in the second. This is Jamar Weaver, who singled, had a 2 RBI single. Lays the bunt down on that first pitch, down in this count 0-1 to Dane Hoffman. Ryan, what have you seen so far in this game? Obviously the Cougars down 4-0. 1 error for St. Francis out in the field.
Yeah, it's early in the game. Get down early. You got a chance to come back here in these long college games, and they just need to string some hits together here in these next couple innings and get some quick innings here from their pitcher.
I know your team hasn't played a game here yet, but you have had some practices. What do you think about the renovations here to the Ash Center?
Oh, it's excellent, especially the fact that there's not much maintenance that has to be done because the infield's completely ready to go. You know, the issue really hasn't been the infield, it's been the outfield of all things.
Now, how long do you think that will take to kind of get that right? I know they put tiles down and all that good stuff, but they said a little bit of standing water in the outfield when it rains.
Absolutely. It'll probably take about a year for the ground to really settle and let those drains get in the right spot and the ground really to level off. You know, he's had so much cold weather here. The freezing and thawing process just continues to go on and off.
Well, 1-2 right now, your count to Jamar Weaver. Hoffman, off-speed pitch, misses low and outside.
That slider just started outside and kept on running that way.
Dane's got a lot of movement on his pitches. You're seeing the number 1 here for St. Francis and Dane Hoffman and Mason Shinneberry, one of the top pitchers for Huntington. That ball is drilled into right field. Tanner Gaff underneath it for out number 1. Good play there for Gaff out in right field.
Yeah, absolutely. Good pitch there, too. Got the batter out on his front foot there, and he couldn't do anything with it, so he just slapped it into right field, and it was a nice catch.
Well, that's going to bring up number 27, Adrian Perez, who had a single, reached third base back in the first inning. Perez entering today one of the team's best batting averages at .288. He's number 4 on the team as Brady Harris fields it on the hop for out number 2.
That's the great thing about turf, Jeff. There is no bad bounces.
Brady Harris has been playing great third base here for St. Francis. He and David Snyder, that might be one of the better defensive left sides of the infield that you're going to find in the Crossroads League. David Snyder, the junior out of Scotts Valley, California, Ryan.
Wow, all the way to nice, warm Indiana. Whoa, that ball stroked.
First pitch hit right down the right field line and foul. So it looked like that bounced off the artificial mound in the bullpen.
Yep, now that's part of whatever grounds that is over there on the other side of the fence. That ball got over there in a hurry.
So 0-1 is going to be your count to Nick Davitt, the DH. He had a double in the first inning for Huntington. Huntington, once again, Mike Frame is the coach. He's in his 34th season, Ryan.
He's been there forever. He's a mainstay. Coach Frame, we've actually played, when I played in the Old Man's League here in Fort Wayne, we used to play them in the fall for a game for them, and kind of helped us out too, but he was there as well.
Pitch misses low and outside, so 2-1 now your count to Davitt. Ryan, I know when you were coaching over at AWP, you guys played some games over at Cougar Field.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a while, but looks like that one's a little shallow this time.
2-1 popped into center field. Keaton Sullivan underneath it for out number 3. We're going to head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. St. Francis down 4-0 against the Huntington University Foresters.
Athlete or the parent of one, you want to check out Parkview Sports Medicine. We serve every level of athlete with our sports nutritionist, our expert physicians at O&E, and the area's only specialized athletic rehab. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com and click on the Services tab.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Ash Center. Huntington up 4-0 over your Cougars. St. Francis going to lead it off with Brady Harris, the third baseman, second baseman Tony Bova, and catcher Matt Ballmer. Joining me here in the booth is Ryan Dellinger, an assistant coach at Southside High School. And, well, you've played a few years of baseball here in Fort Wayne, haven't you?
Absolutely, and we've never had anything quite this nice here. You know, when they did all the renovations a long time ago out at IPFW, now Fort Wayne, you know, that was a big time back then. It actually gave us a really nice field here in Fort Wayne. Not to mention a lot of our high schools were fairly nice, but now that we have a good facility here, that, you know, you don't have to worry about rain anymore for the most part.
Brady Harris, that first pitch is going to be a called first strike. Harris with a 195 batting average, 15 hits, 8 runs scored, and 77 at-bats. He's got 9 walks, 16 strikeouts, 1 stolen base on the season for Brady Harris. He's a sophomore out of Cohen High School, Muncie, Indiana. Cohen, a good volleyball program there, as that second pitch is going to miss for ball number 1. 1-1 your count.
That's a good pitch on an 0-2. Paint the outside, see if you can get it, and just a tad bit off the outside corner. And then a slider.
1-2, now your count to
Yep.
Brady Harris. Ryan, you were talking about the adult league. Excuse me, Harris goes down swinging for out number 1. So that's going to bring up Tony Bova. Talking about the adult league, I know you played with Jim Shovlin. Shovlin, PA announcer for University of St. Francis football, used to do Cougar men's and women's basketball, but he's being inducted into the Indiana Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, absolutely good for him. He's been around baseball forever. In fact, he's one of the reasons why I got into wanting to do broadcasting, because I heard his voice when he actually did a Little League game over at St. Joe Little League back in the early 90s.
So is that a radio broadcast?
No, he was just actually on their PA system doing that. You know, he was doing radio at the time, but he got a chance to do some Little League and did, and it's kind of stuck with me the whole time, and congratulations to him. And, you know, he had some real good stuff to say this week about a longtime umpire here in Fort Wayne, a basketball official, Tommy Knox, who was actually a good friend of my father's growing up, and he'll be missed. He was one of the real good guys here in Fort Wayne.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook. A lot of condolences going out there. 2-2 now. Your count to Tony Bova. Bova, the second baseman for St. Francis, wears number 13, a junior out of Anderson, Indiana, Anderson High School. Bova had a good day at the plate in that 12-5 victory over Goshen, but goes down looking there for out number 2. That's going to bring up the catcher, Matt Ballmer.
And one thing I noticed about the pitcher here for Huntington North, first pitch fastball. Might be a chance for the Cougars here to jump on him a little bit early in the account. I know with the cold weather you try to drive up pitchers' pitch counts, but there's another one right there, and that's called on the outside.
Check swing goes for a strike. Mason Shinneberry on the bump here from Decatur, Indiana, Belmont High School, just a sophomore, but Belmont's produced some pretty good pitchers.
Absolutely, and they were always good when I was in high school too, and in fact they've had guys drafted out of their program, so you know, Belmont just a mecca of baseball. A little bit down over the last couple of years, but Shinneberry here looks well.
1-1 your count. That pitch misses down low, so now it's 2-1 to the catcher, Matt Ballmer. Ryan, I know they're still using kind of aluminum bats, but you said they're dead bats now. Do they hit more like a wood bat?
Similar, yeah, they're called BB core. So basically the ball won't come off much faster than however it's pitched. It's basically a safety feature for the pitchers mainly, because, you know, these big, strong kids nowadays are hitting rockets up the middle, and there's a drop third strike.
Catcher fires over to first base for out number 3. We're going to head to the top of the 4th inning. Huntington's up 4-0. Mason Shinneberry having a day here on the bump. We'll be back.
UP Sports finds the athlete's purpose beyond athletics. The industry leader in sports performance for over 10 years in Northeast Indiana. You can find out more by clicking on the Services tab at the top of this page.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream, and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
If you're an athlete or the parent of one, you want to check out Parkview Sports Medicine. We serve every level of athlete with our sports nutritionist, our expert physicians at O&E, and the area's only specialized athletic rehab. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com and click.
Welcome back to the Ash Center. Huntington up 4-0 over your Cougars. Jake Hansen, Hunter Loosecamp, and then the leadoff batter, Donovan Clark, to start it off here for Huntington in the top of the 4th. Ryan, you were remarking there's a game going on behind us. Adams Central's playing, and a Cougar recruit is playing in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Kevin Brown. He's a pitcher for Adams Central. Played for me the last few years in travel baseball, and he's just a gamer on the mound. He has great off speed and pretty good fastball. Gets it up to the plate around the mid-80s right now, and he's just a real good athlete too. He plays basketball, doesn't play football, so he's a baseball, basketball kid, and he does a real nice job on the mound. And hopefully the Cougars will end up with him. I know this is where he wants to go, to be honest with you.
We'll keep an eye out on him and how Adams Central's doing over there. Ryan, multiple sports, does it benefit the baseball player, or how do you look at that?
I think it all depends on the kid, to be honest with you. I think it's a good thing they play multiple sports when they're younger, but as you get to your junior, senior year of high school, it's time to kind of make up your mind where you want, what's going to get you money. To be honest with you, at some point you got to become a little selfish, and I know from having kids that play college sports that is actually what you have to do. You know, maybe some parents don't want to hear that right now, but it's the absolute truth.
Yeah, and you're actually going through that with your son, Simon Dellinger.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he's a pretty good baseball player at Snyder High School and decided this year to take the year off and concentrate on football, which has turned out pretty well considering he has about 12 offers to play Division I football. But he'll be back on the Snyder program hopefully next year playing baseball for Coach Skelton.
Full count here to Jake Hansen. Hoffman, sidearm delivery. That one's fouled away.
Good, straight up.
Hoffman's fielding it for out number 1. Sometimes it's hard to see where that ball's heading here from the home dugout.
Absolutely. Good thing the pitcher saw it right off the bat. So
that's all that matters,
yeah.
Ryan.
I'm not sure many other guys did see where it went, because generally you'd want your third baseman taking that ball right there. You don't want the pitcher taking many, but now it looks like a linebacker coming up to hit for Huntington.
That linebacker is Hunter Loosecamp. Loosecamp, the catcher for the Foresters, wears number 22. Hunter is 6'2", 200-pounder from Milford, Ohio. Milford High School.
Yeah, he just missed that fastball. It was a little bit up, right around below his number there, and he took a heck of a hack of it. If he would have hit it, you might want to look out if you're playing basketball over there on those courts on the north end of the field here.
Now Hoffman's hit two batters already in this game. That rises his total to 13 on the season. Do you see that a lot from the sidearm delivery?
Yeah, absolutely, because you get that natural tail in on batters, and you know, if you're throwing two seam, they're going to run back in, and quite honestly, I'm okay with that. You know what? It's your job to throw it in there. It's their job to get out of the way, and if they don't, they get a free base.
0-2, now your count to Loosecamp, the catcher. Batting out of the 9-hole, swing and a miss. Hoffman with another strikeout in this game. That's strikeout number 4 for Dane Hoffman. That'll bring up Donovan Clark.
I think your catcher there set up a nice job because the last time he went 0-2 away on the one strikeout he had before that, and this time they went off speed right down the middle, and now Donovan Clark's up in the third baseman playing right in front of us here.
First pitch to Donovan, who was hit by a pitch in his last AB, stole a base and scored a run, takes that first pitch for a strike. The catcher for St. Francis is Matthew Vollmer, 5'8", 175 pounds. He's a junior. He is from Kitchener, Ontario, and he's a transfer from Grand River Collegiate High School or college, I believe.
So he decided to go where it was warm down to Fort Wayne. Good pitch.
Pitch fouled off the backstop.
So we got a young man at Southside this year. Reminds me a lot of Donovan here, who's hitting for Huntington North. His name is Xavier Rogers. Very fast, likes to bunt. He's a little bit of a work at the plate still, but he's getting it. Good pitch. Little off-speed curveball there, and strikes out Donovan Clark.
So for Dane Hoffman, that's his 5th strikeout of the game. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Cougars trail it by 4 here from the Ash Center.
It was 30 feet out. Yeah. That's where I'll just catch it. That was not.
Grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
Welcome to the University of St. Francis, located in the heart of Fort Wayne, Indiana, where the Cougar basketball programs have won 2 national championships and finished runner-up twice since 2010. And the Cougar football program is fresh off a 2016 national championship. USF is a 3-time gold-level Champions of Character institution, one of only 12 NAIA schools to earn that distinction. The University of St. Francis provides you the opportunity to get a great education while competing for championships. Where's the game? Welcome back, everyone. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, leading it off for St. Francis is going to be the leadoff batter, number 0, David Snyder, your shortstop.
Hopefully for the Cougars here, they can get something going here in this 4th inning. They got the leadoff up. They've seen the pitcher once now through the lineup, and hopefully they can jump up on one of these fastballs. Now he's going to start them off with off speed here. Obviously, maybe that was a game plan. They had fastball in the first go-round and off speed in the second go-round.
0-1 pitch, swung on and fouled off, so now Shinneberry's up in this count 0-2.
And Shinneberry just pounding the zone. I mean, I don't think he's had many full counts.
No, and like you said, a lot of first pitch strikes, Ryan. 0-2.
It's actually the key to being a really good pitcher. You can do anything you want after you get that first pitch strike.
So it's now the 1-2 to Snyder, leadoff batter, battling at the dish. Ryan Snyder plays one heck of a shortstop. You'll get to see him flash the leather here throughout this game. Scheduled for 9 innings.
On a nice crisp day here in Northeast Indiana.
2-hop chop picked up by the third baseman for out number 1. That's Dan Lickey playing third base. With 1 out, your batter is number 25, Tanner Gaff. Well, Ryan, I know you're used to broadcasting basketball and football, but what do you think about this single camera view, right through the chain link fence there?
Absolutely. I love it. The fact that you get to watch these games is totally awesome, and you got a great view. You can see it right down from where the pitcher's coming there. I know there's some other people back there videoing as well, but no, it's awesome.
So Gaff down in the count 0-1. Tanner popped out to left field in his first at-bat back in the first inning.
Now, I know there were some Gaffs that went here. Gosh, it's been quite a few years ago. Is he related to those Gaffs? I think there was a Chase Gaff that went here, and he had a younger brother as well, and I know both of them threw extremely hard off the mound.
Well, Tanner's out of Columbia City, Indiana. Whitco High School takes that one low. 2-1, now your count.
Whitco, a very good baseball program last year.
Gaff, just a sophomore last year, led the Cougars in batting average. He was actually All Crossroads League honorable mention a year ago in his freshman year. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, lefty.
Gaff, big cut, fouls it away.
Heads up!
We got a full count.
We need baseballs here, guys.
Or we can just sit here. Go get it. No, go get it. I'll get it. You guys do a perfect sit. There we go.
Full count to Gaff. Rips it right over to the second baseman for out number 2. That's Jamar Weaver.
Quick 2 outs here by Shinaberry.
It's going to bring up number 33, Noah Frymuth. Ryan, you might recognize that name there. Noah, standout at Bishop DeWanger. Also played on the football team where they won a state championship.
A big kid.
Went to Purdue in his first year.
That's right, yep. Actually know his sister pretty well, so I'm glad to see him here and getting a chance to play a little bit more here rather than down at Purdue where you can get lost, but a good addition here for the Cougars.
1-0 is the count to Frymuth. Noah had one heck of a game. The last game we broadcasted, Ryan, he was 4 for 5 with 4 RBI and 4 runs scored.
That'll do.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Noah entering today with a .289 batting average, does have 2 home runs and 12 RBI on the season. 1-1 your count to Frymuth. Bishop DeWanger, a strong program there under head coach Jason Garrett.
Yeah, they're the favorite to win the Summit Athletic Conference once again this year. And that's a good swing.
That's going to be a 2-out single into left field for Noah Frymuth. That'll bring to the plate the freshman, Tyler Prince. Ryan, Tyler Prince is impressive. Played at Bishop Luers High School last year.
Yeah, another big guy.
One of the top contact hitters in the SAC a year ago.
Yeah, he was a pretty good ball player over there for Coach Rogers, who's now out at Leo, who they have a heck of a team this year as well. Yeah, but they're not in the SAC; they're in the ACC conference out there. But they're going to do a nice job as well. But Bishop DeWanger, odds-on favorite to win the conference again, and hopefully we can ruin that for them this season at Southside.
And I believe DeWanger's won 3 out of the last 4 years.
Yes, and their best player transferred to Indianapolis Cathedral.
Oh, wow.
Grant Richardson. He's down in Indianapolis playing now, and he's one of the top players, not only in the state, but maybe in the country.
Oh, wow. Cathedral, I imagine they're strong in baseball, too?
Yes, they're okay.
What sport aren't they good in?
Yep.
Good eye there by Prince. 2-0's your count. Leo, now a member of the NE8.
That's right.
So as I think the whole shuffle 2 years ago, they moved out of the ACC.
Yep, now you're right. They are over in the NE8. And Coach Rogers out there now from Luers. Dave Boyce no longer the head coach there. And he's got himself a pretty good pitching staff out there this year. And Northrop found out on opening night just how good it really is.
That was a 1-0 win there for Leo at their home field.
Yep, absolutely. And the catcher there just took a foul ball directly off the kneecap.
Well, that's the big boy. That's Hunter Loosecamp. 200-pounder. Shinaberry getting some instruction there from the first baseman. What do you think he had to say for him? Say to him.
I think he just went up there to give the catcher a break. To try to, usually on a foul ball like that, the umpire will go pick it up and walk it all the way out to the pitcher. But the first baseman took care of that.
That's Tyler Zimski. That's a heads-up play there for the first baseman.
Ooh, this is trouble.
Slow roller picked up, and just getting Prince was number 5, Dan Lidkey. So we'll head to the top of the 5th inning. Huntington's up 4-0 versus your Cougs.
Athlete or the parent of one, you want to check out Parkview Sports Medicine. We serve every level of athlete with our sports nutritionist, our expert physicians at O&E, and the area's only specialized athletic rehab. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com and click on the Services tab. AWP Sports finds the athlete's purpose beyond athletics, the industry leader in sports performance for over 10 years in Northeast Indiana. You can find out more by clicking on the Services tab at the top of this page.
Welcome to the University of St. Francis, located in the heart of Fort Wayne, Indiana, where the Cougar basketball programs have won 2 national championships and finished runner-up twice since 2010. And the Cougar football program is fresh off a 2016 national championship. USF is a 3-time gold-level Champions of Character institution. one of only 12 NAIA schools to earn that distinction. The University of St. Francis provides you the opportunity to get a great education while competing for championship. Welcome back, everybody. So Dane Hoffman, after 4 innings, had 5 strikeouts. He has left the game. Remember, Dane did pitch in game number 1 there against Indiana Wesleyan on Friday. The new pitcher is number 33, Noah Frymuth. Enters with an 18.56 ERA, a 0-2 record on the season. In 5.1 innings pitched, has given up 9 hits, 11 runs, 6 walks. He has 5 strikeouts, and opposing batters are hitting .375 against Noah Frymuth. Boy, he's kind of looks like Roger Clemens on the mound.
Yeah, he's got a funny little mustache or beard going on there as well, so that might look a little more Amish than anything, but a big kid. I can't remember if out of high school he had a torn ACL or if it was a elbow issue that he had, and he had to recuperate. I believe it was a knee, though. And he looks good on the mound now. Big, tall kid. Impressive on this tall mound.
Well, now come on, Ryan. That's a handlebar mustache.
It
that
looks
is
good.
Solid.
It looks good. A little Raleigh fingers action going on out there on the mound, and he'll start off with a lefty at the plate.
Frymuth listed at 6'2", 220 is that first pitch skied high to Tanner Gaff. Gaff underneath it for out number 1.
So 1 pitch, 1 out, just the way the coaches drew it up.
That's going to bring to the plate Dan Lickey. That was Adam Rozier on the FO9. Lickey is 1 for 2 in today's game. His last AB was a slow roller to Tyler Prince, who fielded it for the unassisted out. First pitch down low for a strike.
Another good pitch down on the zone, live around the knees. It's a good spot to live here in college baseball.
How great is it when you have a player like Noah Frymuth who hits the way he hits and can also pitch for you?
Yeah, them two-way guys. You know, I actually think that we're going to start seeing more of that because of just, you know, the limited amount of scholarships you can actually give out in baseball. I think you're just going to start seeing more of that. Now we're starting to see it. A little curveball there off speed, but you're starting to see it a little more in the big leagues now. Otani for the Angels, DH, and he pitches as well. We'll see how that goes because, you know, baseball's got to change with the times, and I think it's going to happen a little more.
And changing a little bit, aren't they? In the minor leagues, they've instituted a few rules to help speed up the game this year?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a big hop to first.
Prince this time is going to flip it over to Frymuth. So that's a 3-1 for out number 2. That'll bring up Tyler Zimski, the first baseman.
Yeah, big kid from, I believe it was Homestead High School he played at, Tyler Zimski. But, yeah, you mentioned the speed. They're starting to speed it up. Fewer trips to the mound now in minor league baseball and trying to get the game rolling a little bit faster, pace of play. Even in professional baseball now, you can only go out to the mound so many times. In fact, I saw that on one of the scoreboards, number of visits a team can take out to the mound. Whether that's a coach or a player, position player, that's going to be a check swing strike.
Yeah, Zimski absolutely is from Homestead High School out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. 5'11", 185 pounds. He's a senior, Ryan, catcher and first baseman.
Yep, absolutely. I was talking to his former travel baseball coach, Ray Moon, before I jumped in here with you, and he's got 3 boys that played for him that are playing over here for Huntington North, and Zimski's one of them.
0-2 is the count to Zimski, who singled, stole a base, and scored a run back in the first. Struck out in the second, and he's gone there for out number 3. We're going to head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Cougars down 5-0. Time to get the bats going.
Grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
Welcome to the University of St. Francis, located in the heart of Fort Wayne, Indiana, where the Cougar basketball programs have won 2 national championships and finished runner-up twice since 2010. And the Cougar football program is fresh off a 2016 national championship. USF is a 3-time gold-level Champions of Character institution, one of only 12 NAIA schools to earn that distinction. The University of St. Francis provides you the opportunity to get a great education while competing for championships. Yeah. Welcome back, everyone. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. As you can see on our break board here, Huntington with 4 runs on 5 hits. St. Francis with 0 runs on 1 hit, 1 error. So we're getting ready to start it off here. Mason Shinneberry on the bump. And
yeah, he's done.
He's done.
Number 36 on the mound now for the Foresters.
Number 36 is DJ Moore, pitcher and first baseman, a junior at 6'2", 170. Ryan, he's from Homestead High School as well, out of Fort Wayne. What a program they have there at Homestead High School.
Absolutely, and I mentioned Ray Moon earlier. This is another one of his guys from his previous travel team when they were younger. Him and Zimski played together over there, and DJ, as a young guy, really grew late and developed late, and he did a really nice job of that development late. And then he picked up a heck of a fastball and off-speed pitch. And his dad, DJ, really worked him hard when he was younger. And it's paid off because he's turned into a very, very good pitcher for Huntington North.
And, Ryan, a lot of these travel guys, they end up over at Huntington and playing at that beautiful facility at Huntington University.
Yeah, they sure do. I mean, and Coach Frame's got such a good program going there. It's a good academic school as well. And you're not too far from home, and kids like to stay fairly close to home. And Coach Frame's been able to end up with some really good players out of not just Fort Wayne, but Northeast Indiana.
Obviously, now that the Cougars have moved over here to the Ash Center, big help here for the program to get a lot of games in early on in the season.
Yeah, because last year they had to, sometimes they had to travel all the way down to Indy to get a game in at Graham Park, and now with having some turf infields, a little more possible to get them in. So hopefully Cougars can get their offense going right here.
Your batter is number 5 batter, Keaton Sullivan. Struck out looking in his first AB, swing and a miss here in pitch number 1 in his second at-bat. Keaton Sullivan, Ryan, he can play every position in the field. He started at shortstop early on in his career, moved to third, now playing center field for Coach Roberts.
It's good to have a utility man. It's a good change-up.
Keaton will foul it off, just beyond the reach of Coach Roberts. 0-2's the count. Well, another benefit here, Ryan, you know, Grace, they could not host St. Francis in their first game, so they actually moved the game over here. So we had an away game, but on our home surface.
Good high fastball.
Sullivan with the 0-2 does foul it off. So DJ Moore on the bump, a 5.63 ERA, a 0-3 record on the season, 16 innings pitched, 12 runs, 16 hits, 5 walks, 13 strikeouts. Opposing hitters are batting .262 against DJ Moore.
And he was Coach Shadir's workhorse when he was at Homestead his senior year, on the bump a lot for the Spartans, and that was a nice changeup there.
Just a bit low, 1-2's the count to Sullivan.
It's actually nice to see a fairly big crowd.
Huntington,
yeah,
they always bring a nice crowd, whether it's basketball or baseball, just because it's so close by. Both sports, they have good programs. That's a leadoff single for Keaton Sullivan here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That'll bring to the plate Mikhail McCowan.
Mikhail McCowan from Bishop Lures, former player of mine in summer baseball. Speedy outfielder, like gets everything. I know he's been struggling a little bit at the plate, but he'll catch up to it here eventually. He's a good kid, great family.
He did pop out to center fielder Donovan Clark, another SAC player out of Southside, in his first AB.
Not a real big lead over there by Sullivan.
So the first pitch is a strike there to Michael. Yeah, Coach Roberts said we're not just going to steal a whole lot of bases with this year's team. More of a big, strong, power-hitting team.
I'm going to go a little more like New York Yankees style this year.
So Moore checking Sullivan back at first base. 0-1 is your count. McGowan, did he play multiple sports at Bishop Lures?
He sure did. Yep. Played a little bit of football early. There's a good turn there.
So Littke flips it over to Weaver, but the throw to first base is in the dirt. McCowan beating it out with his wheels.
Yeah, so now you actually do have a stealing threat on the bases, and McCowan out there, and he can run. He did a very nice job for us, especially in the situational hitting where you had hit and runs on, stuff like that. Very, very, very good runner, base runner.
Well, McCowan entering today with a team best, second best, 2 stolen bases. It's Tony Bova's 3 stolen bases that lead St. Francis. First pitch is going to miss down low for ball number 1 to Brady Harris. Struck out in his first AB back in the 3rd inning.
This is a chance really for the Cougars to get going here. I think they're seeing the ball a little better off of DJ Moore than the starting pitcher. I don't know, McCowan looked like he might have been going there, but that catcher for Huntington North has a cannon for an arm.
Donovan Clark stole second base pretty easily for Southside, and that was back in the 2nd inning as that one's popped away. 1-1 your count. We got local sports legend Dean Pantazzi in the dugout with us. Always doing a great job getting highlights over here at the Ash Center.
Yeah, I think he's happy that there's a place he can come and film now. It's fairly close to the station.
The 1-1 now to Brady Harris. McCowan at first base. Moore's going to check him back.
Got him.
What a move.
Caught him leaning.
2 outs. And Ryan, in that situation, just trying to get something going here is St. Francis. This time results in a pickoff.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the steal was on or not. I don't know if I saw Coach Rogers even give any signs on that, and I don't know if McCowan was just starting into his secondary lead, but got caught leaning, and DJ Moore got him. Good changeup again.
In for a called strike. So 1-2 now the count. Ryan, what are some of the struggles as a coach with a young team? And we'll get back to that here when we head to the top of the 6th inning. But Harris goes down looking for out number 3. We'll be right back with you. You're watching Cougar Baseball here from the Ash Center.
UP Sports finds the athlete's purpose beyond athletics, the industry leader in sports performance for over 10 years in Northeast Indiana. You can find out more by clicking on the Services tab at the top of this page.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream, and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
If you're an athlete or the parent of one, you want to check out Parkview Sports Medicine. We serve every level of athlete with our sports nutritionist, our expert physicians at O&E, and the area's only specialized athletic rehab. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com.
Oh, wow. Welcome back, everybody, here in the top of the 6th inning. It's Noah Frymuth in his 2nd inning on the bump for St. Francis. And leading off for Huntington is going to be number 20, Jamar Weaver. Weaver, a second baseman, is a senior, 5'11", 175 pounds, out of Westview High School, Shipshewana, Indiana. And Ryan, one of the questions I had for you was, fielding such a young team here, we got a sophomore at third base, a freshman at first base, we got a sophomore on the bump, but St. Francis, a young team this year. What are some of the challenges for Coach Roberts?
Well, obviously it's keeping them focused, keeping them believing that they're going to win. Because a lot of the teams you play in this level are veteran-laden teams, and unfortunately for St. Francis right now, the youth movement is on once again, and these guys got to grow up together. And with the nucleus they have a shot at doing that over the next 3 or 4 years. And you got a pitcher like Frymuth that can come in and throw, and that's a shot right over to Mikhail McCowan. Ooh, I don't know if you saw that all the way off the bat, but he caught that. But having a youthful team, it's a little stressful on the coaches. I've gone through that myself before coaching baseball, but as long as you can get them and stay on the program for 4 years and believe that they can win, it's a good thing for your program, because eventually they're going to get older and they're going to be the mature players.
Well, Adrian Perez now at the plate. He's 1 for 2 in today's game. Had a single back in the first inning. That first pitch is a swing and a miss for Perez. Ryan, also a struggle for the teams up north here is in this shortened college season, the teams down south have a distinct advantage with the climate.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a good changeup. He got through that and hit it into center field, but the climate up here, last year we were already in the 50s and 60s up here, and now we're barely touching the 40s. Tomorrow it's supposed to be a balmy 67 here, but a lot of rain, And, you know, the colleges don't want to hear that word at all. The R word is the one word as a baseball coach you never want to hear. And I guess this year would be the S word, snow.
Your batter now is the DH, Nick Davitt. Davitt is 1 for 2, popped out to center field in his last AB back in the 3rd inning, had a double back in the 1st. Swing and a miss down in this count 0-1 with 1 out. You know, Huntington opened up the season with 0 wins and 9 losses.
Ouch.
But they're taking on teams like Reinhardt out of Georgia, Campbellsville out of Kentucky, Cumberland's out of Kentucky. And once again, these are teams that, you know, they might have 15 games under their belt by the time, you know, the Cougars or Huntington can get down there and play one.
Yeah, and they're already in sync. They got their timing down. And you play up here, you're not going to get it. There's a fake steal.
Now, that being said, Ryan, so 0-2 is the count to Davitt. Here in the Crossroads League, we have 2 softball teams that are ranked in the top 25, and Indiana Wesleyan's ranked at number 10, and Marion's ranked at number 2 in the country, and that wasn't the case 6 years ago when I first started at St. Francis.
Yeah, you know, that those 2 schools have really been upping their game in sports on all levels.
Yes, that is the truth. As Marion now is right amongst the Crossroads League leaders when you combine all the sports and the success factor, as that's a pop out to Prince for out number 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure many people saw that one again. I don't know if we got a high sky out there today or what. Looks like it a little bit out there, but 2 quick outs here. Frymuth going with that slide step there to hold that runner from being able to steal second base because he can get to home a little bit quicker. You know, if you can be in that 1-2 range to home, you'll stop a lot of teams from stealing on you.
Well, Jake Hansen's now your batter with 2 outs. He's 0 for 2 in this game. Hansen, the left fielder, with Perez at first base. First pitch to Hansen, swung on, hit into center field. That's a deep shot all the way to the warning track. Sullivan underneath it for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Forrester's up 4-0 against your Cougars.
Grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
Welcome to the University of St. Francis, located in the heart of Fort Wayne, Indiana, where the Cougar basketball programs have won 2 national championships and finished runner-up twice since 2010. And the Cougar football program is fresh off a 2016 national championship. USF is a 3-time gold-level Champions of Character institution, one of only 12 NAIA schools to earn that distinction. The University of St. Francis provides you the opportunity to get a great education while competing for championships. Welcome back, everybody, here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's 4-0. Huntington on top of your Cougars. Leading it off is going to be second baseman Tony Bova. Bova entering today's action with a 182 batting average, 8 hits, 6 runs scored, and 44 ABs, 19 strikeouts, 1 walk for Tony Bova.
DJ Moore will stay on the mound here for the Foresters. He's look good out there, comfortable. You know, these guys are just used to pitching in cold by now because they just play, even their high school careers last year, years before that, they're just used to playing in this Northeast Indiana crappy weather in the spring.
Well, now, was it you that was telling me that the Iowa high schools are playing in July now?
Yeah, Iowa high schools have decided to not – they don't even start now till May. And they go into July, and you know what? It eliminates travel baseball. You don't have to conflict with that. And they just do a nice job. And the weather. You don't have to deal with the weather. They get good weather.
Moore's first pitch to Bova, bunt attempt. Fouled off for strike number 1.
Got the official right in the left thigh. Caught that third baseman standing quite a distance back. He had to run in. You know, on the turf, though, you have to have a perfect bunt because – there's nothing there to really stop it. It'll roll, so you have to be a really good bunter to bunt on turf.
Yeah, that reminds me of those bunts right down the line there where the third baseman will just wait for it to kind of roll as it can come off the lip sometime and go foul. 1-1's your count.
And a good idea there by Bova. He saw the third baseman was playing deep. I noticed Coach Rogers on that play was standing deep in the coach's box, so he's giving him a little bit of depth perception. Another changeup.
1-2, now the count to Tony Bova. Coach Greg Roberts is in his 13th season as the skipper for the University of St. Francis. His 14th year overall, as he spent 1 year as a head coach at Ohio Northern for the Polar Bears. Bova with the swing and a miss for out number 1.
So DJ Moore really likes that changeup here in this inning.
It's going to bring up the catcher, Matt Vollmer. Struck out in his first AB back in the 3rd inning. So we saw Shinneberry come in there, pitch 4 innings with 6 strikeouts. Actually, yeah. Moore now in his 2nd inning. Vollmer's going to foul that one off the backstop.
Moore, your classic relief pitcher. No windup, straight stretch. A little more like a closer than a starter. You know, in these 9-inning games, you can almost piggyback your guys in these games and throw a couple starters if you had to, if you have the right scheduling.
Yeah, the Crossroads League implementing this, I think it was 2 years ago. And basically, Ryan, when you get to postseason play, all the games are 9-inning games. So Crossroads League teams thought it was a disadvantage that they were only playing 7-inning games all season long and then heading into a 9-inning game.
Yeah, you have to coach a lot different. You know, even though St. Francis is behind right now, that ball's driven. It stayed fair.
Vollmer right down the left field line with a stand-up double. 1-out double here for Matt Vollmer. That's going to bring up the leadoff batter, David Snyder. The Cougars trying to get something started here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Right, he waited on that. That was a real relaxed swing, and he drove it. That ball was about 20 feet short of the fence.
Yeah, absolutely, and it didn't sound real powerful off the bat, but it found the right spot. And first double, so his legs are probably a little tired now from having to run the bases.
Well, if you look way beyond center field, you can see a flag, the American flag there, and it's blowing to the left field fence. And Ryan, we've noticed that there's kind of a jet stream right there where that ball will fly over the left field fence.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's, you know, playing out here all these years, this used to be the side of the field you didn't want to hit on because the ball didn't travel. Now it is.
Snyder swinging that's popped up. Licky underneath it for out number 2.
Hang time on that was pretty good.
With 2 outs, your batters, Tanner Gaff, 0 for 2 in this game, popped out to left field back in the 1st inning, grounded out to the 2nd baseman back in the 4th. 2nd baseman's Jamar Weaver for Huntington.
See how they pitch Gaff here. You know, they are up 4-0 here. They don't have to throw to him here since he is one of their better hitters. They can work away a little bit here and with the base open and runner at 2nd.
Gaff entering today with the 3rd best batting average on the team at 284. As that pitch is going to be a called strike on the inside corner.
That's a good pitch. Start him in. I always tell my pitchers, work in on that first pitch, get them off the plate, and good things will happen. That's exactly what DJ Moore did right there. You know, a lot of that comes from your catcher. You got a real experienced catcher, he'll notice little things you can do. Nobody holding the runner on here.
That's swinging like a foul ball there. 0-2's the count. Shinneberry went 4 innings, had 68 pitches, 48 of those strikes, 28 balls. DJ Moore here, 1.2 innings pitched, 20 total pitches, 16 strikes, just 4 balls. So both pitchers very efficient, Ryan, with their pitches.
I know here with your scoring here, if you can see what the first pitch strikes were, Shinneberry's had to be about 80%. Good curveball.
Gaff. Slow roller over to Weaver, picks it up for out number 3. We'll head to the top of the 7th inning. Huntington up 4-0 over your Cougars.
UP Sports finds the athlete's purpose beyond athletics, the industry leader in sports performance for over 10 years in Northeast Indiana. You can find out more by clicking on the Services tab at the top of this page.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
If you're an athlete or the parent of one, you want to check out Parkview Sports Medicine. We serve every level of athlete with our sports nutritionist, our expert physicians at O&E, and the area's only specialized athletic rehab. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com.
Welcome back. Top of the 7th inning here. The leadoff, we're leading off for Huntington is going to be Hunter Loosecamp, the catcher. And Ryan, you've been really impressed with his play behind the dish.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a big target back there. You know, you always like it when the pitchers like it when, you know, the whole zone is covered. The umpires actually really love you when you're big because they don't get hit by as many foul balls. And like I said, he looks like a linebacker walking up there. He's got good feet, good power, and he has a really good arm from behind the plate. What grade is he in? Is he a senior?
Number 22, Loosecamp, is a senior out of Milford, Ohio.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you get a senior back there that knows how to run the pitching staff, it's just a plus for your team.
So probably the most important player to be liked by an umpire is the catcher.
For sure. If you want to be in the good graces of the Blues on the field, you want to hustle off the field after the third out, and you want to have a big catcher.
1-0 is your count to Loosecamp. Second pitch up in the zone. 1-1.
Freemuth's going with a little high heat there to Loosecamp.
The 1-1 from Noah, big 6'2", 220-pounder, was a strong safety for the Bishop Dwenger football team, one of the best football programs in the state of Indiana. 2-1 your count.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do this year on the gridiron. They're probably one of the top teams in the area once again. Helps when you have a big, huge offensive lineman going to a Big Ten school.
That's Joe Tittman going to Wisconsin as Mikhail McCowan fields it for out number 1. That's going to bring up the leadoff hitter, Donovan Clark. Clark, who actually played some as a cornerback at IU in his true freshman season.
Yeah, absolutely. And now the third baseman now has figured out who's up. Now he's moved up into the near grass here on the turf.
Brady Harris,
yeah,
which would be the edge of the dirt. As that first pitch is a called strike. Donovan Clark entering today with a .309 batting average, so over the 300 mark. That's a solid start to his career here at Huntington, here in his first season with the Foresters.
And he's falling behind here on 2 quick pitches to Freemuth. Freemuth just challenging him with the fastball.
Freemuth, just a sophomore for St. Francis.
Good curveball again. Kind of spun it up there a little bit, what the kids like to call a cement mixer, where it just spins right in the middle of the plate. And those are the ones you wish you had back as a hitter. As you foul those off, you're like, I could have crushed that ball.
0-2 to Clark. Drills it to shortstop. David Snyder comes up firing for out number 2.
Yeah, Snyder wisely got rid of the ball quickly as the speedy Donovan Clark just flew down that first baseline. So 2 quick outs here quickly for the Cougs.
That's going to bring up Adam Roser, 1 for 3 in this game. Had an RBI single back in the second inning. Roser wears number 15. He's from Northfield High School out of Rowan, Indiana.
Northfield, a very good baseball program after the last few years.
1-0 the count. That pitch misses upstairs, so 2-0.
Good little BP fastball there by Freemuth as he just decided to let up and throw one over the plate and see how far the guy will hit it, and he didn't swing.
2-1, now your count with 2 outs.
Same spot.
Freemuth, 2.2 innings pitched, 25 pitches, 20 of those strikes, just 5 balls, averaging 9.4 pitches per inning, 2.7 pitches per batter. Ball in the dirt. Good stop there by Matt Ballmer, the catcher.
Good little change up there. As a left-handed hitter myself, the one pitch you don't want to see from a righty that's really good is the changeup, because it dives generally away from you as a hitter. And that's what Freeman tried right there, but no, just a little low. He'll go with a fastball.
2-2 over to Bova, doing a good job knocking that ball down. Prince with the tag. They're going to call him safe.
Wow, it looked like Prince tagged him right in the mouth.
Prince can't believe it, as he was sure he got that tag.
Yeah, Bova ate that ball up pretty nicely over there, but the high throw up the line, it looked like he did get him. And
I thought he had plenty of time to get him.
I'm pretty sure the runner thinks he was out as well.
Ryan, how do you score that play right there? Is that an E4?
Yeah, I'd go E4 there on a throwing error.
Your batter now is Dan Litke, third baseman.
See if your first baseman, Prince, over there tells Freemuth that your runner over here is just jumping around like a fool. It's a good way to get picked off if you're a runner.
Roser with 2 stolen bases on the season in 3 attempts.
Another good changeup.
1-1 now your count to Dan Litke.
Huntington North really hasn't made any adjustments to your new pitcher out here. You know, they were kind of on the first pitcher because of his little sidewinder action, but now they haven't been able to catch up to him. Another changeup.
Pitch misses low and inside. 2-1 your count with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning.
You got to be careful here if you're St. Francis of a guy running with 2 outs in this count.
Ryan, we're just an hour and a half into this game already in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, and I think Freemuth as well thought they might be going here on this count. 2-1 pitch. Good time to run.
It's Roser at first base, and
there
he is off.
Yep.
Hit and run, and that's a hit into right field. Gaff going to have to come up firing, but Roser easily at third base. So we have runners at the corners with 2 outs. Your batter is Tyler Zimski.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the shortstop and second baseman for St. Francis there weren't on the same page, because not both of them should have been covering. Only one of them there in that situation, just because of the hit and run. And the second baseman, I'm thinking he wasn't supposed to go over and cover on that play, because it looked like the shortstop was over there to take the base, and he needed to stay home there. But the hit and run with 2 outs.
It is 2 outs. Your batter is Zimski, who's 1 for 3 in this game, has 2 strikeouts, a single, stolen base, and a run scored back in the first inning.
Yep, and there's another fake steal.
I missed that. Was that a strike, Ryan?
Yep, called strike on the outer half. It was a good pitch.
Now, right before this at-bat, you saw Ballmer, who stepped forward about 10 feet and had some signals. I didn't know if that was for the pitcher or for the outfield.
Well, he probably gave the signal of what they want to do here when they're going to, with first and third situation here. If the runner goes, where they're going to throw the ball. Are they going to pump fake and go to third? Are they going to throw it right back to the pitcher? Or are they going to throw it all the way to second? And with your catcher's arm, odds are they're going to try and get the out, especially with 2 outs in this inning. 0-2 count here.
Would you call a double steal in this situation as it's off?
No.
Hit and run that ball into shallow center field. And Mikhail McCowan underneath it, wisely calling off David Snyder there for out number 3, as we'll head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Huntington up 4-0 over your Cougars.
Grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
Welcome to the University of St. Francis, located in the heart of Fort Wayne, Indiana, where the Cougar basketball programs have won 2 national championships and finished runner-up twice since 2010. And the Cougar football program is fresh off a 2016 national championship. USF is a 3-time gold-level Champions of Character institution, one of only 12 NAIA schools to earn that distinction. The University of St. Francis provides you the opportunity to get a great education while competing for championships. Welcome back here to the Ash Center in the bottom of the 7th inning. 4-0 Huntington on top of your Cougars. St. Francis going to bring up the number 3, 4, and 5 hitter, Noah Frymuth, the pitcher, Tyler Prince, first baseman, and Keaton Sullivan, center fielder.
For the Cougars, this is your chance to get back in this game. You got 3-4-5 up, And you can do some damage with some of these power hitters. Hopefully hitting some of the gaps here and getting some extra bases even in this cold air. And off of DJ Moore, you know, they have an opportunity here. Shinneberry was kind of running right through the lineup, but they've been able to put some good swings here on DJ Moore as he came in, in the 5th inning did he come in, or the 4th? He came in the 5th.
His 5th inning, yeah.
Yeah, so.
No, actually the 4th inning because it was 6 strikeouts. Well, we'll double check it.
Yeah. There's a good changeup to start it once again. So DJ Moore likes that changeup now, especially when you pitch to these middle hitters, you just can't throw up fastballs on every pitch.
0-1 the count to Noah Frymuth. Second pitch swung on and popped up. Moore underneath it for out number 1.
I'm not sure hardly anybody knew where that ball was besides the pitcher DJ Moore. Another changeup there as he got the Cougar batter out on his front foot and just flipped the bat at it and went straight up in the air.
None of the Cougs looking particularly comfortable at the plate in today's game.
No, I think DJ Moore's changeups really got everybody off balance.
Well, your batter's Tyler Prince, the freshman. Tyler 0 for 2 in this game, grounded out to Licky, the third baseman, in his last AB and struck out back in the 2nd. First pitch to Prince, low and inside for ball 1.
Yeah, that's 3 straight changeups for DJ Moore.
Second one, high and inside. Tyler Prince up in this count 2-0.
DJ Moore changing the eye level there, so he went down and low on the first pitch and then up and in. If you looked at that on K-Zone, you would see the distinct difference between those 2 pitches. Another changeup.
That one catches the inside corner, 2-1 now your count. Ryan Mason Shinneberry went 4 innings pitched, only gave up 1 hit and had 6 strikeouts. DJ Moore now 2.1 innings pitched, 2 strikeouts and 2 hits given up.
So he's kind of given up on his fastball and curveball and going straight changeup here. And that was another one that he just squeezed a little bit too tight and threw it right into the ground. So good hitters count here.
3-1's the count, and this could be the first walk on the day for Huntington.
Knock on wood.
0 walks, Ryan. Pretty impressive through 7 innings.
And there it is. You called it.
So Tyler Prince picking up first base there on the first walk in this game by Huntington. It's DJ Moore. Moore now 2.1 innings pitched. That was 6.1 innings pitched without a walk.
Yep.
Your batter is Keaton Sullivan.
That's actually a pretty good ratio, to be honest with you. Going 6 innings and not walking anybody and pounding the strike zone. It's Huntington College today.
Outstanding. Sullivan, though, can pull the Cougars to within 2 with just 1 swing of the bat. Of course, that one, though, is fouled off.
You got to be aware when you come over here to the Ash Center, flying baseballs. They can come from anywhere. Trust me.
Yeah, they don't have any nets like protecting the fans or anything right now. So, yeah, I think anytime you hear that ping, you're going to have your head on the swivel.
Yeah, you hear the words heads up here. It's a good thing to duck for cover.
1-1's your count to Keaton Sullivan.
Yeah, this is just phase 1 here at the Ash Center anyways, so I'm sure when it's all said and done, it'll be a well-protected park.
Any plans to put a press box in?
I would hope at some point they would just put a big one right in the middle, a little bit like Grand Park has, where you can see all the fields out of one press box.
Yep.
Maybe that's in phase 3, maybe 4. I don't know how many phases they have to go, but I think there's 2 more phases, lights, and I think protective covering for the fans is, I definitely know that's on the list here.
Now, have they talked about adding another field, or is it just going to be the 3 fields?
Another changeup, but I think they've talked about another one, but I don't think, I think they would just want to get these really running. I know Andy here does a great job of Caleb Kimmel. You couldn't ask for 2 better guys to represent Fort Wayne.
Yeah, the staff out here always does tirelessly work and doing a great job. We got a 2-2 now to Keaton Sullivan.
Ooh, called third strike on the outside.
Gets him right at the knees for out number 2. That'll bring to the plate Mikhail McCowan, who reached safely in the 5th inning on a fielder's choice.
Sullivan, the batter, not liking that call as he comes back to the dugout here. And we'll have a visit to the mound.
So DJ Moore, what in this situation, what's Coach talking to him about? I mean, obviously you got 2 outs here. You're in the bottom of the 7th inning. and DJ Moore's been fantastic in this game.
Well, he could be on a pitch count 1 here, because I see they do have a lefty down in the pen getting loosened up, and maybe that's just to give him a little bit more time. I'm sure they're not thinking bunt here with 2 outs with McCowan, and I'm pretty sure Prince is not a base-stealing threat over there right now. And maybe they just want to make sure everybody's on the same page here and let their lefty get a few more pitches in.
Now warming up in the pen looks to be number 23, Alex McCutcheon, sophomore lefty, 5'10", 175 from Huntington North High School, pitched for the Vikings.
Yeah, so he'll get an opportunity here. I'm sure that's probably what they were doing there, is trying to let him get loosened up here.
Ryan, we spent some time at Huntington North this winter with gymnastics and basketball. What an AD they have there at Huntington North. She's fantastic.
Absolutely. They're great people up there at Huntington North. They know how to run a tournament. They take care of everybody. That's the crazy thing. Some teams don't take care of everybody because they just don't have the manpower. But Huntington North, it's just like a well-tuned machine up there for the Vikings.
We'll stay right here as we're entering the top of the 8th inning. Huntington's going to bring to the plate Jamar Weaver, Adrian Perez, and Nick Davitt. Good facilities over there at Huntington North as well. I drove past their baseball field, and it looks like they made some minor improvements, a lot of it to do with beautification of the field.
Yeah, absolutely. They have a very good high school team this year. In fact, I think they're off to a blazing start already down there, if I'm not mistaken. I know they went down south and beat a couple good teams already. And, they just breed baseball players there at Huntington North. Tough kids, tough-nosed kids that want to play baseball. And I know a lot of the kids that are there right now from their years in travel ball against my son. So they're loaded in talent, to say the least, at Huntington North High School.
Well, and what a game you got to cover with Huntington North, as there was a game-winning 3-point buzzer beater shot that made ESPN.
Yeah, Hank Pulver hit the shot of the year, to be quite honest with you. And I have all season I've been waiting for a really close game. Well, then we get one in that game. With Hank Pulver draining a 3-pointer between 2 defenders. It wasn't like it was bad defense either. It was great defense. He just made a better play, and he hit it from downtown. And, unfortunately for Huntington North, they only got to play one more game before Homestead decided that was enough of them.
So leading it off is going to be Jamar Weaver, the second baseman. He's 1 for 3 in today's game. Had 2 RBI single and a run scored back in the first inning for Weaver. He's also played a good second base here for these Foresters, as that first pitch is going to be a strike.
Right at the knees. Good location.
Adrian Perez, right fielder, on deck. That ball drilled at Snyder. Look at him field it. Ryan, that's as clean as it can be.
Yeah, absolutely. You can come in. The difference between playing here on the turf and playing on grass. On turf, you can play as deep as you absolutely want to, and you come get the ball. On grass, sometimes you have to play about even or sometimes in, because of the thickness of the grass or the badness of the grass. As here in Northeast Indiana, you have to worry about both. But here on turf, you just play really deep and you come get the ball. It's a big difference.
So that first pitch to Perez is down low for ball 1.
And honestly, I think these college guys would rather play on this type turf, especially this time of the year.
Absolutely. Well, not to mention the fact all of the maintenance that is involved by the team, as Snyder comes up firing for out number 2. David Snyder, 2 assists here in the top of the 8th inning. We got 2 outs. Your batter is Nick Davitt. I don't know if most people understand just how much work these guys put into dragging the field, getting water on the field in between, re-chalking, all the little things that you might think, oh, the grounds crew does that. No, it's usually the guys.
It is. You're right. It's usually the players. And a little spinner curveball there. But you're right about that. Now that they don't have to worry about getting water off the infield all the time, I know Caleb Kimmel and the boys here are in heaven knowing they don't always have to do that.
Second pitch swung on, fielded by Prince in foul territory. 0-2 is your count to Nick Davitt, the DH. He's 1 for 3, had a double back in the first inning. Boy, Huntington, they had 4 of their 7 hits in the first inning. 3 runs as well.
And good pitch there. He caught him. Davitt was thinking a different pitch, and he threw him another one and got a called strike 3 there. Quick inning.
Well, we'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning, 4-0. Foresters on top.
UP Sports finds the athlete's purpose beyond athletics, the industry leader in sports performance for over 10 years in Northeast Indiana. You can find out more by clicking on the Services tab at the top of this page.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream, and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
If you're an athlete or the parent of one, you want to check out Parkview Sports Medicine. We serve every level of athlete with our sports nutritionist, our expert physicians at O&E, and the area's only specialized athletic rehab. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, we have a new pitcher for Huntington. It's going to be number 23, Alex McCutcheon, the sophomore. We talked about him earlier, warming up in the pen. He enters with a 5.52 ERA, a 1-1 record, in 14.2 innings pitched. He's given up 12 hits, 10 runs, 9 of those earned, 12 walks, 7 strikeouts. Opposing batters are hitting .231 against Alex McCutcheon, and that's a low number for the opposing hitters.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing you know about Alex is he's going to be around the strike zone all the time. Sometimes not overpowering, but he's around the plate, and he has good off-speed pitches. Got to watch him pitch a little bit in high school, and he does a nice job on the mound. He has good mound presence as well. He's not all over the place. He's going to be around the plate. So if you're the Cougars here, you want to go up hacking on him because you know he's going to be close to the plate.
Well, looking at Huntington in this game, 104 total pitches, 74 of those strikes, just 30 balls. And one walk for Huntington in today's game.
70% strikes. That's outstanding.
We got a pinch hitter for McCowan. It's going to be Justice Tussing, number 17.
Where's Kate? Take your shin guards off. If Vollmer gets on, you're going to run.
Justice entering with a 125 batting average, 2 hits, 2 runs scored, and 16 ABs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts.
Come on, Justice. Come on, baby.
Justice Tussing. He's batting for Brady Harris. So that first pitch is a ball. Tussing's from Van Wert, Ohio. Van Wert High School.
And quickly, Forrester's gets somebody up and goes right to the bullpen. It's their closer down there, I would imagine, that's getting loose. And there's a high strike, called for a strike, 2-1 count.
Tussing batting for Brady Harris, the third baseman. Takes that one. 2-2's your count.
That low strike's been called the entire game. Blue continuing to call it. And that's strike 3 right down Broadway.
Beautiful looking pitch for out number 1. That's going to bring up another pinch hitter, number 5, Jack Harris. Jack, who started left field in the game against Goshen's, just a sophomore from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Bishop Dwenger High School, 6'1", 190 pounds. First pitch swung on, driven into left center field for a 1-out single by Jack Harris.
And you saw the ground there just absolutely stop that. With all the rain we've had here over the last week and a half and snow, you know, the ball's not really bouncing through. And the last at bat for your catcher here had a double, stand-up double down the left field line.
That's right. It's Matt Vollmer. He's 1 for 2 in this game. Had that double back in the 6th inning. Comes up to the dish here with Harris at first base and 1 out.
Good chance here. You got to be careful over there as a runner. You don't want to get picked off. You're down 4 here. Want to try to get a big inning going.
First pitch is a swing and a miss. As Coach Roberts is eyeing first base. The 0-1 as Harris is easily back to first base. Another beautiful pitch right down the pipe. 0-2. It's like you said, Ryan, all game long, Huntington getting up in the count.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, there's 70% strikes in this game, and they are just pounding the zone.
Harris with a nice lead at first. That ball in the dirt. Stopped by a big catcher. Looks like we might have a new catcher.
It's still 22.
He looks taller than 6'1".
He does. He's taller than the umpire, so, you know, he's a big dude.
He is a big guy.
Yeah, I think he caught that one off the toe on that changeup.
That would not be fun in today's game, as we have temperatures about 43 degrees here in Northeast Indiana. Swing and a miss for out number 2. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, that's going to bring up the leadoff batter, David Snyder.
It'll be interesting to see if maybe Coach puts a little action here with the runners on. Even though there's 2 outs, you do have your leadoff batter up. If you do get out, you have a chance at starting with your leadoff hitter in the next inning.
Coach Roberts, one of the best small ball coaches in the Crossroads League, always does a great job of manufacturing runs, as that's a ball inside. 1-0 is the count to David Snyder.
Yeah, Snyder was looking for a bunt there. He saw the third baseman playing real deep again. He tried that in his last at bat. He just fouled it off.
1-0. Check swing. Catches inside. We're evened up at 1 apiece.
That low strike has been called ever since I've started announcing with you here in this game. And Cougars unable to adjust just yet to it. There's a good swing on that one.
Snyder on it. Just fouls it off against the backstop. So 1-2 now, the count to David Snyder. We're anticipating rain tomorrow. I know Summit City Sports is planning on broadcasting the Northrop Carroll game with Ryan on the call.
Yeah, I can't wait. Maybe I can get a hold of a buddy of mine that we used last year, and maybe we'll have a 2-man crew tomorrow if we're not getting struck by lightning. Good swing.
This ball drilled right to the shortstop. Gets the force out at second base. That's a good play by Adam Roser as we head to the top of the 9th inning. Huntington on top, 4-0.
Grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
Welcome to the University of St. Francis, located in the heart of Fort Wayne, Indiana, where the Cougar basketball programs have won 2 national championships and finished runner-up twice since 2010. And the Cougar football program is fresh off a 2016 national championship. USF is a 3-time gold-level Champions of Character institution, one of only 12 NAIA schools to earn that distinction. The University of St. Francis provides you the opportunity to get a great education while competing for championships.
Schreiber.
Welcome back, everyone. Top of the 9th inning here. Huntington up 4-0. Noah Frymuth on the bump for St. Francis came in the 5th inning, I do believe, here for your Cougars. Pitching well, not giving up a run today.
No, he's only been in trouble one time, and that was even though there was 2 outs in that inning. They had first and a third. He was able to work in and out of that inning and shut down the Foresters, and now he's got another big dude up at the plate.
Dane Hoffman pitched 4 innings. He got the start, 5 strikeouts, 4 runs scored, and 4 earned runs. Snyder, he was able to take his time there a little bit. Crow hopped, got the out. David Snyder once again flawless at shortstop.
Yeah, he's got good footwork over there.
Brings up the catcher, Hunter Loosecamp, the big boy. Noah Frymuth now 4.1 innings pitched, has given up only 2 hits and has 2 strikeouts. Great job by Frymuth.
Yeah, and he's pounding the zone too. All the pitchers in this game thus far really on target and just pounding that strike zone.
First pitch is up and in for ball 1. Yeah, you see both Snyder and Bova basically playing at the edge of the dirt there deep in the middle infield.
Yeah, you just have to on turf because you know the ball's going to make it to you.
Yeah. You
can just come get it, and, you know, if you're a good fielder to field it off to the side and throw on the run, turf's your way to go.
So a coach is going to be less apt to bunt here on the surface?
Well, probably. Ooh, that's a laser down the left field line, but McCowan right over on it.
That ball was hit right over the head of Tanner Gaff, who has moved from right field to third base, as we have number 5, Jack Harris, in right field, but that ball was ripped by Hunter Loosecamp.
Yep, and then with that hit, that'll bring a courtesy runner out on the field. Looks like it's number 11. Your eyesight's way better than mine, Jeff.
It's number 1
One.
for Huntington, Kyle Shelby, senior from Jay County High School out of Red Key, Indiana.
Jay County this year, probably going to be a pretty good baseball team here in the Northeast Indiana. They got a couple twins out there that can pitch pretty good.
Ryan, we got the Parkview series going on at Parkview Field again. A bunch of high schools and St. Francis and Indiana Tech taking part in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the high schools will get in on that action as well this year. So there's a timeout called.
Well, now it's also looking, that timeout was before the pitch. It's also looking like Summit City Sports might be a part of the broadcast next year.
Excellent. That'll be awesome for you and Summit City Sports, and I guess for me, because I get to do a little bit of that. Hopefully we'll be on the field playing a lot. We play North Side this year at the stadium in the Parkview Sports Medicine, but Indiana Tech, what a great place to play at for colleges.
It's kind of like the totem pole game.
Oh, it is, yeah. Well, yeah, sort of like the totem pole.
North and south. Well, that'll be fun over at Parkview Field. Beautiful facility, always the top ballpark in the country for minor league baseball.
I tell you, I've been to a lot of minor league parks, and Bright House Field down in Clearwater, Florida, and Dunedin, where the Phillies play, is really nice. But TinCap Stadium, Parkview Field, the best.
Quick move over to first as number 1, Shelby, back easily.
Gaff has moved up here in the grass.
Frymuth low and inside. 2-1, now your count to Donovan Clark.
And right here again, you got to be careful here of the hit and run. And the third base coach here for the Foresters, he didn't give him many signs, and all at once now he's given signs with the count that he can try and run on.
Donovan 0 for 3 in this game. Does have a run scored and a strikeout. This count's evened up at 2 apiece. Clark and Frymuth know each other from the Summit Athletic Conference, both on the football field and the baseball field.
Yeah. Donovan Clark, a pretty good defensive player for Southside.
He was an amazing offensive player for him, too. He could do everything for Southside.
Good curveball.
That ball gets past Frymuth. Bova comes up with it as Clark. That's just tough because you know you're in a hurry there if you're Tony Bova charging on the play. I think that's going to be ruled a single because Clark's just so fast.
Yeah, absolutely. It's probably a single, just a little bit to the left of the pitcher there, and he reached out with his glove and it deflected off of there. And, you know, here on the turf, another thing, because St. Francis isn't used to always playing on it, is that you really don't want the pitcher trying to field anything other than that's right back to him because it'll get to the players with no problem. It's different on grass. You just don't know.
Adam Roser, 1 for 4 in this game at the plate. He does have a double under his belt and an RBI. Also has 1 strikeout. As Roser had an RBI single back in the second inning. First pitch is a strike.
His last at bat, he hit it right to the second baseman, and the second baseman had a throwing error there. We thought he was out at first. It looked like he got tagged in the face, but the umpire saw it differently.
Second pitch to Roser. Swung on, hit into left field. McCowan on it.
And that's one of the toughest plays for an outfielder, especially in left field, when you get a line drive hit at you because it's going to tail towards the foul line. And McCowan out there did a very nice job of fielding that. Because, you know, in high school, he played right. A lot of right field for the Wayne Generals and, Bishop Luers.
Bishop Luers, yeah.
He played at Bishop Luers.
Dan Littke now, the third baseman, your batter, lefty.
Good start.
First pitch is a strike. Yeah, what else is important about that catch right there is it kept Donovan at first base because the guy on second base, which is Selvey, was held at second.
Yeah, nowhere to go on that. The ball was right in front of him. Another good pitch.
That ball hit to Snyder. Going to go to first base with it.
Safe.
Long throw there for David Snyder. Check second base, but once again, Clark with the wheels.
Second baseman a little tardy getting over there, and infield single.
So bases are loaded now with 2 outs. Your batter's Tyler Zimski.
And here's a tough out.
And that's a single there for Littke. So he was able to beat out the throw. Long throw there for Snyder. Had to check second base, though, for the easy out.
Absolutely. Like I said, the second baseman's playing so deep and Clark's so fast.
Yeah.
He just beat him to the bag. Good curveball.
Is that a situational thing where you got to know what kind of runner is at first base in that situation?
Yeah, absolutely. And generally with 2 outs, you usually go to first anyways. Yeah. But I probably would have looked at second first myself.
Second pitch. Low in the zone. 2-0's to count. Tyler Zimski.
That was a good pitch. Down and in.
Frymuth, 2-0.
Frymuth outside now. Pulled it just a little bit on that pitch. 3-0 count here.
Ryan, you see this a lot where play here, a play there. Fielders don't help you out. Next thing you know.
Then you press them a little bit and trying to be too fine rather than just letting it go. And that might be what's going on right here. Plus, I don't know. I wonder what his pitch count is now, and that'll walk in a run.
So Zimski's going to take first, and coming home to score is Selvey for the 5th run of the game for Huntington. And we will check out the pitch count here for Noah Frymuth, as he's a workhorse.
Say he's up in that 60, 70, maybe probably at least 60 pitches now.
Frymuth in 4.2 innings pitched has 60 total pitches, 42 strikes, just 18 balls.
Yeah, so his pitch count getting up there a little bit. It's cold, and this is the second time this team's seen him through the lineup, so advantage to the hitters right now is a foul ball there, straight back, by the way.
So a good start for Frymuth. Up in this count, 0-1 to Jamar Weaver, second baseman. Yeah, Ryan, looking at the game changer, they don't have the first pitch strikes.
Yeah, you probably don't have the premium package.
There's a
shot up the middle.
Right up the gut. Clark comes home to score. Following Clark's going to be Rozier. In at third base is Zimski. A 2 RBI single for Jamar Weaver.
So a good piece of hitting there. He didn't try to do too much with it. Drove it right back up the middle. Yeah, some of the game changer stuff will give you first pitch strikes and stuff like that. It's good to know that, but Huntington North breaking it open here with 3 runs.
That'll bring to the plate Adrian Perez, the right fielder. That's the 11th hit of the game for Huntington. 0 errors for the Foresters. They're playing a pretty flawless game, Ryan.
Yep, and there's a fake steal. Good pick there by the catcher.
Catcher's Matt Vollmer, 5'8" catcher. Runner's off. Big swing by Perez. The hit and run was on. And stealing it is Zimski. Excuse me, that was Weaver with the stolen base.
And we got time here. Not sure. I might have interference here on the batter because I think he did hit the batter's bat with his throwing hand.
Vollmer, you can tell his right hand.
Yeah.
Not feeling too good, especially in this weather. Ouch.
Yeah.
For Weaver, he entered today with a team high 8 stolen bases along with Donovan Clark. So picks up another one.
And they're going to call him out on interference. Umpire interference.
Umpire interference. That's out number 3. We're going to head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Last chance for your Cougars here at the Ash Center.
UP Sports finds the athlete's purpose beyond athletics, the industry leader in sports performance for over 10 years in Northeast Indiana. You can find out more by clicking on the Services tab at the top of this page.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream, and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
If you're an athlete or the parent of one, you want to check out Parkview Sports Medicine. We serve every level of athlete with our sports nutritionist, our expert physicians at O&E, and the area's only specialized athletic rehab. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com and click.
Welcome back, everyone. Here in the bottom of the 9th inning, Huntington with 7 runs on 11 hits. St. Francis 0 runs on 4 hits, 1 error for your Cougars. Huntington playing a pretty flawless game here at the Ash Center. It's a 9-inning game, and the first of the series, the doubleheader, will be, I believe it's next Monday.
Yeah, I don't know. What time did they start? It was right around 4, wasn't it?
It's 3:45 start, Ryan.
Yeah, so this game just flying right along. You know what it is? It's the pitchers for both teams.
Yeah.
Because they both have just got on the mound and thrown strike after strike, and the defense has been sound for both teams.
Well, on the bump now, it's the third pitcher for Huntington, Taryn Beachy. 4.30 ERA, 1-2 record. In 14.2 innings pitched, has given up 18 hits, 9 runs, 7 of those earned, 6 walks, 18 strikeouts. Opposing hitters are batting .310 against Beachy. First pitch to Tanner Gaff is in the dirt for ball 1.
Another good chance for the Cougars to get into this game, even though they're down 7-0. They're in the heart of their order once again.
Gaff moved over to third base after starting this game at right field. 1-1 the count to Gaff.
Beachy with a little less velocity than Moore and Shinneberry.
Gaff 0 for 3 in this game.
There's wow, that ball took off.
Long throw and just gets him. Play by Adam Roser, the shortstop, for out number 1.
Roser just stood back there and fielded that and threw it flat-footed across the field and got him out.
It's going to bring up the pitcher, Noah Frymuth. Noah had a single back in the 4th inning, 1 for 3 in this game.
I think that ball got in on Gaff's hands as you see him walking over here trying to shake out the marbles there in his hands.
A little bit of a stinger.
Yeah, a little stinger there.
And that mostly happens when you hit it right off the handle?
Yeah, either that or right off the end of the bat.
Ooh.
But more likely with that pitch there, where it went on the field, probably right off the handle.
0-1's the count here to Frymuth.
Slider.
Missed on the outside corner. We're evened up at 1 apiece.
See him really try to get on top of that pitch. Well, I'll check that on the whole velocity thing there. He heated it up a little bit there on that pitch.
Last one up and in to Frymuth. 2-1's your count. The righty, Beachy, low and inside. We're evened up at 2 apiece.
Looked like a little bit of a two-seamer there that just ran in on the hands of the pitcher here as he'll try to get something go with 2 strikes.
2-2 from number 25. Frymuth goes down to get it. Roser comes up firing once again. Second assist for the shortstop in this inning. We got 2 outs.
Yeah, it's quick 2 outs, but man, tell you what, Frymuth down the line fast. Good wheels for the big fella.
Well, he's a DB for the Saints.
Absolutely.
That's going to bring the plate Tyler Prince. Prince, the righty.
Down to their final out.
Tyler 0 for 2 in this game with a walk and a strikeout. Prince, that's a staple for you at first base here for the next 3 years after this season.
Rosen going to make all 3 outs in this inning? He is. The hat trick.
So that'll do it as Huntington's going to win it 7-0 over your Cougars. St. Francis, once again, next game will be on Wednesday at IPFW before heading to Spring Arbor for the start of the series against the Michigan Cougars, and that's on Thursday. Cougars will travel then to Mount Vernon, Ohio on Friday and Saturday to take on Mount Vernon Nazarene. Well, Ryan, your thoughts on today's Crossroads League 9-inning game against Huntington?
Well, actually, I think some pluses for the Cougars are their pitching staff. They threw a lot of strikes. Their defense was very sound. Obviously, it's at the plate that they're struggling right now, and hopefully that'll maybe when the weather warms up, the sticks will warm up. But a good job by the pitching staff today for sure.
Well, absolutely. That's Ryan Dellinger joining me in the booth. My name's Jeff Mahoney. Folks, thanks so much for joining us once again. Huntington wins it 7-0 over your Cougars. Have a wonderful rest of the week.
7-0.